Said it was going to count down. There we go.
Yep.
Now let's wait for the green dot. Tell us we're live. If you see this piece of it, just know that there's been a little technical difficulties to get online. And here we go. We got a green light. So I'll finish the technical difficulty story. But first, let me welcome you to beautiful, steamy, muggy, Round Rock, Texas. We are about 400 yards from Dell Diamond down here to our left. I'd say east, but I'm not sure, but it is definitely to our left. My name is Stephen Lyles here with KB. We will have your radio call tomorrow starting at about 11:45 with a pregame, noon for first pitch. We got to walk the stadium last night, or not last night, tonight. I'm already thinking about tomorrow. What were your thoughts when you walked in the gate and got to see the stadium for the first time?
Man, I mean, this was my first time, like, as just a fan being here, too. I haven't gone the past few years, which has been a sad time to miss, because I know Dell Diamond's beautiful. I know, like, New Home making it is just every, 4 times? I mean, a bunch out of the past 5-6 years. I mean, it's been a lot. And it's just a beautiful stadium. The facilities were nice. I mean, it was, I don't know, there's not much words to say.
You know what I learned? So here's one cool thing. UIL this time asked us if we could do a video preview. So tomorrow in stadium, there'll be a video that came up, and one of the things that we included on it was the record, obviously. We're 35-1, and there has to be that pause because it's 30 wins, 5 losses, and 1 tie. And so we had to put it in a graphic because when you say it, it almost sounds like you're saying 35-1. But this is our 5th state championship appearance.
Man,
I didn't know that. Tournament, 5th state tournament appearance. I think this is our 2nd time into the championship game. And we actually just had this conversation with Russ with the Round Rock Express. He was the one that let us in, and I said I love this year because I felt like we got closer to being right, and by that it means we got a 3-game series in the state semifinals, but it was also last week. So we're going to get to see our ace. We're going to see Centerville's ace. You know, McAllister's going to pitch for them. No, not McAllister. McAllister is the throw pitcher. I've done so many previews. I hope if you haven't read our New Home versus Centerville preview, go to sidelinesports.news. You'll see it all broke down, what to watch for, 3 keys to a New Home victory. We'll talk about some of that, but the biggest thing is we get in years past when you come. That state semifinal game, because it used to be both games were in Austin or in Round Rock, and you would throw your ace game 1 to get to the championship, and by that point, you don't see the championship should be decided by you want your ace on the mound.
Yes,
and
sir.
as fans, you want your ace on the mound. As just I was about to say broadcaster, but let's be honest, we're fans first and then broadcasters second, but you just want to see the best versus the best. Let's decide it based. Now, I do wish it was a series because depth should matter. And New Home's pitching depth, if this was a 3-game series, I would tell you take it to Vegas and bet on it. I feel that confident in the depth. Not only do we have Graham that we get to roll out on a bump in a big game, but to have Tucker Cotton and to have Jer and to have Avon and to have that pitching depth, it is a blessing.
it just goes on. And
it does. And what's cool is to, Coach Webb talking about how Graham's his ace, and Graham didn't even hardly see the mound last year.
No, sir.
You know, he was almost basically the full-time catcher, and now we're rolling into Round Rock, and Graham's 12-0, and he's the guy you want the ball in his hand.
Yes, sir. And, like, another thing on Graham not seeing the mound as much last year, you had a D1 commit, Logan Addison, who's now playing at Texas Tech. You had Ashton Lucio, who's now playing JUCO ball, and then Owen Morse and Mason Turnbow. I mean, stacked. I mean, either way, you still have a stacked pitching depth, and that was kind of a problem we ran into Holly last year. And this year, ran into Holly again, and Graham and TC, I don't know if they were quite better, but I feel like they executed just better, and now they're here going to probably start and relief for the state championship. So, I mean, as you can see, I mean, they did kind of execute better, but, I mean, all props to Logan and Ashton. They executed as best as they possibly could. Ashton threw one heck of a game last year.
That Holly team was special last year. We had dudes, but they had dudes. And that was a heck of a series last year. And here's the reality is both teams had that. They had that series 2 weeks ago circled on the calendar. Even Holly, even though they won last year, they knew everything was to prepare to have to get either through New Home or New Home to get through Holly. And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to be with you for a bit. We're going to break some of it down. But what we're going to do next is you're going to get to hear from Ryder Starkey. KB's going to sit down with him and chat. I am going to try to get the preview video that we're going to see tomorrow. I'm going to try to get so y'all can take the first look at it. So stay with us. Have a quick word from one of our sponsors. And I got some really cool news on some sponsors that have stepped up to do the state championship, but we'll talk about that in just a bit, and we'll be right back.
Town Life, Poca Lambro has been the steady beat, connecting communities for over 70 years. In a world that's always evolving, your connection matters. That's why Poca Lambro proudly provides fast, reliable internet services, reaching speeds of up to 1 gig on our fiber network. Whether you're running a business, staying connected with loved ones, or exploring the endless possibilities of online learning, Poca Lambro is here to power your dreams with blazing fast internet. Your dreams, our connection. Poca Lambro, connecting our communities for over 7 decades.
And now we're here with Ryder Starkey,
Yep.
He's been here before, and that's kind of some questions that we're going to ask him today. You've been here at this stage, at a state title game. You've played in state tournaments. How does it feel to be back here again, taking a step on that field?
Feels good. We're ready. We've been here before. Me and Graham and Ryder, we've been here before. We know what it's like to play in the big atmosphere around Rock. We're excited.
Yes, sir. And you've been hot like all season. Everybody really knows your name. Come on now, let's not act shy to the camera or act shy to the media. How does it feel what do you see different with this team than you saw on previous teams?
Well, now I'm one of the older ones. I'm a junior on this team. We've all been playing together for a while. We all been playing together since junior high, this team. Every single one of us on this team. And we're finally getting to play together on a high school team and putting it together with Coach Webb, making a run to Round Rock, having a great postseason, great year. We're going to get that state title, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I truly believe it. And, I don't know, but are you we've seen Graham and we've seen TC pitch all postseason, and we've seen Jared come in and we've seen Avon come in. It's kind of just mainly those 4 pitchers that we evolve around. Is your confidence in these pitchers to give the offense ability to get some runs in and stay up on the count? To stay up on the score. Sorry for the stuttering. Do you how high is your confidence with this pitching lineup?
Oh, it's through the roof, man. Graham's up there just throwing strikes. He's just dealing strikes. That's what we want. He's not a big strikeout pitcher. He pitches to contact, but we've got a good defense. I gotta put myself in a position where I make them confident enough to where they feel comfortable when they hit ground balls to me to make an out. Graham's good at that, getting some ground balls. Got a lot last series. TC's good going up there. A little bit of lefty action, throwing them off a little bit. And Jared and Nathan come in, bring a little bit more heat.
Yes, sir.
Bring the fire a little bit. Get it going, baby.
Heck yeah. I don't know if you can tell, but this is Ryder's he's kind of. You see him, he's a little tensed up. Why are you so tensed up?
I'm not tense. I'm relaxed.
He's relaxed.
I've been to Dell before.
He's been to Dell before. And this is Newham's first time since 2019, as me and Steven said. And Ryder, he hasn't quite played in this championship game, but for his first time playing in the championship game, I can promise you one thing: they're looking for that ring right there.
Yes, sir.
And you see Graham laughing out there in the back. I don't know what for, but another thing is, man, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot. Big atmosphere, biggest game of the year.
In Centerville, they have a dude themselves, the Army commit.
Yep.
Switch hitter. He's
Pretty good dude. Pretty good dude.
But I can tell you one thing.
They've got talent.
They got talent, but New Home also has talent. Other guys, Hunter Burrell, Ryder Starkey, Ryder Watkins, Graham Stanford. It just goes all across the board. And one of the key focuses of talent and like probably one of the most outstanding players to ever like played through New Home. This dude standing right next to me. I mean, sitting right next to me, not standing. You know, one heck of a shortstop.
I appreciate it.
Think we'll be seeing him playing some D1 ball.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. He doesn't like to talk about it much, guys, but yeah. Anyway, I'm kind of waiting for Steven. And the whole entire team's coming down now, too. They're all coming in for the interview, I'm pretty sure.
You know, big atmosphere. We got Lady Raiders freaking softball against the UT Longhorns.
Oh, horns down. Oh, we're throwing horns down over here. Well, I mean, as you can see on my shirt, I'm an A&M fan, but I live in Lubbock and nothing but a Tech fan, so horns up, hook 'em, come on now. Sorry about that.
Red Raiders, baby.
All right, going to break, guys. We'll be back with you shortly. All right, we're back from break, ladies and gentlemen. And now I'm here with Graham Stanford, the ace pitcher of New Home. So, dude, how's it feel being back here for your second time here at Round Rock? Beautiful place, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, you have your team back here supporting you, supporting the Leopards, you know. How confident are you in your pitching game to shut down Centerville?
Oh, I'm very confident. I mean, if I just make pitches, how I've been making pitches, and my defense keeps playing how they've been playing behind me, I think we'll be just fine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have an outstanding infield and an outstanding outfield. No shout-outs because they get a little too excited, but
Oh, yeah.
Centerville has a stacked 1 through 9 batting order. I mean, we've seen it. I mean, we've seen film, and we know like their capabilities. They have the Army commit, the switch hitter. That if you're not careful, you could take one over that left field wall or right field wall.
Yeah,
but
I hope not, though.
yeah, I don't think so. I mean, the way you've been pitching and putting up ground balls and putting up Ks, you know, I'm excited to watch. I'm excited to watch you perform, and I'm excited to watch the team perform. But once again, I'm being back at Round Rock. Second time, the first time, what do you feel is different from that team that was here the first time? Then what do you feel different in this team that you felt from that first team?
Well, I mean, the first time I was here, I was only a sophomore, so I didn't have like big of a leadership role. I feel like on this team, I have more of a leadership role, and I mean, I'm just closer with everyone. Like, I didn't think I was very close with like the seniors whenever that I was on that team, but I feel like sophomore through senior on this team, we're all pretty close, so it's just a lot of fun.
And like as a fan and as a commentator, I can see the chemistry in this team almost like 20 times better than I've seen the chemistry in every other team.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, with this being like technically your first year like as a starting pitcher as an ace, last year having to be behind Logan, Ashton, Lucio, which are 2 college baseball pitchers now.
Yeah.
And you had Owen Morris and Mason Turnbow that were also on the mound for you. In front of you. For this being your first time, like pitching for your first season, you have had an outstanding, remarkable season. 12-0 now. Am I right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
12-0, and now pitching in the state championship as an ace pitcher. I mean, that's just. Is there really any weight on your shoulders, or do you feel like?
I mean, for this game especially, you can definitely feel the nerves because I mean it's the biggest game we've all ever played. So, but at the end of the day, it's just another game, like just baseball. So
just baseball. Sir, well, Graham, thank you for coming out, man. Wish you luck on a wonderful day tomorrow at 12 o'clock. And Steven will cut to the break, and we'll get the next guy up.
All right.
All right, what's up, guys? I have taken over for KB because he went to go get Coach Webb, and me and Branson wanted to get on instead.
Yeah.
Branson, how does it feel being a sophomore playing in the state championship game?
I mean, it feels good that like they trusted me enough to like step up and play.
That is nice. Are you very confident in this team?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a basic question.
Yeah.
You should know that.
Yeah.
I've seen y'all play all year, and this is the team to do it.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Have you enjoyed this trip so far?
Bro, yeah, this trip's been awesome. You know,
I was just saying, I've loved it too.
at the ball, you know, it was so hot, and then I got locked in the bathroom.
And then we thought you lost your glove, but it's all
It
right.
was in my bag.
Hey, yeah, we figured it out.
Yeah.
And Are you excited to like step on Dell Diamond? We saw it today, but
Yeah.
are you excited to like actually get on it and play?
Yeah, I've watched my older brother play, like, I think twice, and I've been there 3 times. It's awesome to watch. I feel like playing on it will be awesome.
How does that feel? Watching your brother play and now like following the legacy to play there too.
It's awesome. It's really nice to like be able to watch and then step up and play.
That is awesome. This guy, man.
Wish we could flip the camera.
I know. How do we show the fans? We need the crowd. All right, and how do you feel about your matchup with Centerville?
I feel like we know what we're capable of, and I mean, we've watched them on film. It's nothing we haven't seen before. I think we just keep playing our baseball, hit, make plays. Graham just throw strikes like he does. They can't hang.
Can't hang, baby.
Can't hang.
Hey, well, let's pray the Leopards get the job done tomorrow.
Let's get it.
And me and Branson will now be signing out, y'all.
We will.
We're Justin Brown and Rylan Thomas, owners and operators of Flatland Carpet Clean.
We offer affordable, high-quality floor cleaning, 24/7 restoration services with your satisfaction guarantee.
As parents and pet owners, we know firsthand how quickly accidents can happen.
We proudly serve Lubbock and surrounding areas with over 20 years of carpet cleaning and restoration experience.
Throughout our time as parents and professionals, we've really seen it all. From slime and carpet, chocolate melted in between car seats, and massive flood damage. Our experiences have equipped us to serve you with quality service and understanding.
Contact Flatland Carpet Cleaning or visit us online today to learn more about residential and commercial cleaning services, including upholstery, tile, vinyl, and flood restoration.
All right, we're back. We like the adults back in the room after KB and Parker had some fun interviewing. Got Coach Webb with me. Coach Webb's 5th time to Round Rock. Does it feel different every single time you roll into town?
Yes. I said this when we took the boys down there to get their picture taken, go look at the field. I said, it never gets old. Just getting here, driving by it, it doesn't get old. Every trip, every group I've had come down here is a completely different group. I've enjoyed every single one of them, but they're all different. They've all been different roads to get here, but I've loved every single one of them equally.
KB and I, Russ let us, the ops guy over with the Express, let us walk around, and you just realize that's a big stadium.
It is big.
How neat is it to see the boys' eyes the first time they walk in it?
I love it. We've got a handful here who have, my goodness, it's hard to do with the boys right there.
They heckle each other too. That's what gets even harder.
We've got 3 who have played. Ryder Watkins, Ryder Starkey, and Graham. They played on the field. And then we've got like another 4 or 5, I don't know the number, that were here as little brothers. And then maybe some other handful that were just here as, some of these guys were in elementary school, middle school the first couple times we went to Round Rock, and they made the trip just as fans. So a lot of them have been it, but I do know we've got a couple who hadn't ever seen the field before. It is really neat for them to see it for the first time.
That's incredible. I asked about does it feel different? One thing that is different this year is the setup. And with the splitting divisions and semifinals being played off-site, which I loved having a series. I'm a proponent for series at state if we could figure it out. But how different is it going to be to be able to hand the ball to your ace tomorrow? Because typically, a state championship game sometimes ends up being a battle of the twos.
A lot of times.
And because you throw your main guy to get there.
Yeah. That's how we've gone. We've been so deep, and we've had a lot of guys that are here, where there's been times where we didn't know who one was. 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
But we go with who we think's going to be the best shot to get to day 2. I've been asked that question a lot. I loved that when we won the regional final, hey, we got a trip. Yeah. So that was different. I'm going to echo what you said. I love having a series. For us, that's always going to be what's best. If we were playing a series with Centerville right now, I'd feel better about it. I always feel better about a series. But with that being said, also, I really like it when Graham's on the mound. So that's comforting. But I do have a fix, by the way, for how they could fix it. They won't do it, but I have a fix.
How would you fix it?
I would put one. Okay, here's something that I've never really liked. I don't think anybody should be playing a state championship game at 9 a.m.
I agree.
I don't like that after we win, lose, whatever emotions you're going through, it's, all right.
Get off the field.
Yeah, hurry up and get off. We got another game going. I think, I'll be honest, when I'm looking at playoff locations, I really look at that. I don't want to go somewhere. Looking at Wall and Boyd that was there before us, it was fun to get to watch them. I like it when we're the show. Yeah. When it's we get the field before as long as we want, we get the field after as long as we want to take pictures, cry, whatever you need to do. And it's just going to different sites. I think they should all be on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, however you want to do it. They got away with Wednesday, which was good. We didn't need to be playing on Wednesday. But go different sites. We've got so many great ballparks in the state.
Absolutely.
Make 2AB here, make 3AB here.
Similar to golf. Everybody plays at a different course.
Yeah.
And so I like it, actually. And I don't know that UIL would, because they like being centralized.
And I get that. And you get a lot of people who will show up in Round Rock to watch this because they can show up in the morning and they can watch high school baseball all day, and it's good baseball.
It is. But I'm with you, too. 9 a.m. games, it's just so unfair to the kids. They never. Now, I say that. They play some 9 a.m. games in travel ball in summer, but they haven't done that in months.
We haven't done district tournaments you do a little bit, but district playoffs, we start a game at 9 a.m.
So you talked about having depth in your rotation, and we've talked about how nice it is to be able to hand that ball to Graham. Was there any way you saw this coming, the season that Graham had? Because we saw him primarily as a catcher last year.
Mm-hmm. So 2 years now, he's caught. Last year with Hunter, they kind of split time catching, which was good for both of them. This has been hard. This playoff run's been hard on Hunter because Hunter's got every inning. but I can't catch him right now because he's just too important on the mound. But Graham and I talked about that the other day. I knew he would be important. I knew he would have to pitch more. No, I did not think he would be this important. I didn't think. I mean, ERAs, it's under 1. I couldn't tell you what it's sitting, but it's less than 1. 12-0 right now. He's everything you want in that. He shows up every day. He does things right. He's a great kid. Lead by example guy. He's got 7 guys behind him, 1 of them in front of him. And when he's on the mound, we coaches in the dugout, we all feel like, hey, we got a good shot to win today.
Absolutely. And how mature does a pitcher have to be to trust his defense the way Graham does? Because that's been this playoff run, that's probably been the most impressive part to me when I see him on the bump, is how he's not afraid to throw strikes because he knows that defense has it.
Been doing this for a while with some very talented arms, and pitchers like strikeouts.
Yeah,
and they do sometimes to the event where you want to try to stay off the plate so much. He does a great job of pitching to contact, letting them work. I just think it's it keeps the defense engaged. They're getting play. Go back to Logan last year. I'm not saying Logan did anything bad, but Logan didn't get a lot of balls put in play.
No.
He was a strikeout guy. It's tough when I remember Ryder Watkins said that one day, like, "Oh, Logan's pitching. Well, I'm not going to get a lot of action today." He doesn't.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot of action on those days, but. And there's a difference between just throwing it over the plate and then letting him hit him where he wants, then pitching and then trying to pitch to weak contact, just getting it off the barrel and letting your defense make plays. And that's what he's done a great job of all year.
Another unique thing I noticed, because obviously I still feel like we're new to New Home, and so we're getting to know some of the boys. There were some really young faces when I first got the roster this year. How big has it been to have some guys like Beckham and Cotton, TC and Branson just to step up and play big roles as what most guys would say are young guys?
They're young, and so we lost a lot of talent last year. A lot of talented kids that were here last year that graduated, and we knew that we were going to need a couple of those sophomores to step up. There's a couple sophomores that are here on the trip with us that it could have easily been them. That's one of the hard things about here is the difference between the guy that's out there and the guy that's not out there sometimes is just right
negligent,
there.
Yeah.
But all the sophomores have done a great job, but those two have been really important. Branson's been great at third base all year.
Absolutely.
Probably a little under noticed part of his game because he's been great offensively. He's a great offensive player. He's a good hitter. He's like when we describe him, he's just a ball player. He's a ball player. But defensively, he has been great defensively at third base for us this year.
And speaking of defense,
I didn't talk about Tucker. Let me talk about Tucker.
Yes.
Offensively, he's done great. We've kept him in the 9 all year. He could have easily moved up, but he's been great offensively. Didn't know what we were going to do with him defensively, but he's done a great job in the outfield. When his arm, he was out for about a month and a half with his arm hurting, and he DH'd. He DH'd during that time. And when he came back, he was doing such a good job in the outfield that we ended up just starting him in the outfield. And then what he's done on the mound.
Absolutely.
He's been big on the mound, and that's just him. It's the same as Graham, going out there, trusting his stuff, command of all of his pitches, and letting his defense play behind him.
I think that start last week in Abilene may have been one of his most impressive because he didn't have his best stuff.
Yeah.
And that's not a knock. Sometimes you just get out there and it's not the best day, but yet he still found a way to always get out of a jam, trust his defense, let him make plays, and he kept us in a ball game that easily could have gone the other way with a young pitcher early in the game.
Yeah, I agree. He didn't have his best stuff. And I've seen that same thing out of Graham a couple times, too. Tucker has relied so much on a good breaking ball all year, and his breaking ball just wasn't looking really good. He did a great job of, all right, we were primarily fastball changeup with him, and he did a great job of making those pitches. We kept trying to go back to it to see if we could get it going, but he did a great job. Ditto what you said. He did a great job without his best stuff.
A minute ago we talked about defense, and there aren't too many coaches that get to roll into Round Rock with a defense that has been spotless. We have not had an error in the playoffs yet. How big is that deep? And we talk on the broadcast a lot about how our outfield's a no-fly zone. Like, one, they're going to catch it, and two, if you want to test their arm, do it at your own risk. But how big is that knowing, hey, as a coach, I can allow my pitchers to hammer the zone. One, because my defense is so solid, but two, that we're not giving up the extra base hits that some of the other teams have.
Yes, for a couple different reasons, and you name most of them. Most of the time you take care of defense, everybody always looks up the middle. Catcher, shortstop, center field. Okay, we're great. We're great behind the plate. Hunter's been great. Hunter said to me, I don't know, 5th, 6th inning of that game 2 of Tom Bean. He said, they're not going to run on me, are they? That was part of the scouting report. Like, they'll run.
They like to run.
They've got some guys that are some, motor scooters, and they can run. And they hadn't run on them. And then I just said, Hunt, you make it hard when you do what you do between innings. You make it hard. It's a hard gamble to make. Yep. When they see what you do between innings, as consistent as you do, it's hard to gamble on that. But Hunter's been fantastic. Starkey, oh my goodness,
dude, that play to end game 1 that's something you don't see at this level, especially at 2A ball.
And then he had one backhand that he stayed on his feet, but it was a backhand. He didn't have time to get him. It's that center fielder that's running, and he got him. And then Avon. Avon's been great in center field. But here's what I always like to say. Here's what's different about ours. Okay, this is what colleges will recruit to. They're going to look at an outfield. They're going to recruit center fielders to go play left and right field. We've got center fielders playing all spots in the outfield. In the infield, you want to get a shortstop that can play second, a shortstop that can play third. Cooper Brown can play short. You put him on most high school teams, he's playing short. Branson could go play short.
Yeah.
If Ryder Watkins wasn't dadgum left-handed, he'd probably be a shortstop somewhere. But that's our infield. It's like, that's how I feel. It's like we got a bunch of shortstops over there that we're just moving into other spots.
Yeah. You mentioned Watkins. He's been around a long time, it feels like. How big is that veteran presence on a young team?
I think that's big. I think a lot of the older guys, even the ones that which he's played since he was a freshman. He's a talented kid. But all the older boys, the seniors have done a really good job. Great leadership with this group. But yeah, those three that have played here before have been big with communicating with the younger guys, what to expect, what it's going to look like, because it looks different. You know, pregame's not like the pregame that we've done everywhere else. It's very rigid and it's scripted, and we have to stay on schedule, and their schedule's kind of tough sometimes.
I think the thing that I was telling KB earlier is I hate the lack of celebrations. Like, you're not going to get doused with the water cooler tomorrow when you win. And because that would interfere with the next game. And so just things they don't allow here. And missing those things makes me a little sad. You know, one of the things that's been most impressive is, I guess I'll say the broadcaster, is watching just the mindset of this team. And one of those moments that was huge in the playoffs was Cooper Brown taking a pitch to the face, shaking it off, and staying in the game, and then going yard. Like, these kids just love to play baseball, don't they?
They do. That was a fun moment. That's one of those moments that you know, it will always rank up there, one of my most enjoyable moments. Because I had him out. I had blood because he just dripping, and a gust of wind came up and it got all over me. And I had Tucker Watkins all ready to go. You know, he's ready to go. He's going to go in and he can play. You know, we'll be fine. And I get him ready to go. Cassie stuffed the stuff up there, and he comes back about 3 minutes later. Coach, I'm ready to go. and then his next AB to get a bomb. It was fun. It was fun.
It was. Those are the moments that make it even more fun because, yeah, it's a playoff, and yeah, it's a big home run, but just all of it leading into when you see, because sometimes you'll just see the highlight, if the news guy's there, you'll see the home run, but you don't get to see all of that. And getting to be there, and that was his first career home run, I understand.
First one. Yeah. That was one of his goals. We sit down before every season and we go over goals with all the guys, and that was one of Cooper's only goals. He wanted to hit a home run. And also it just being Holly. The Holly series was big for us because they're really good. They beat us last year. So there's a lot of things about that Holly series that was fun.
And just to touch on this, how cool, because there are a lot of really good coaches. Coach Sego's up there with the best of them.
I think a lot of Coach Sego.
And how cool is it to see even his support for us as a program out of the respect he has for us? I mean, he's sitting there in the stands in Abilene. He's liable to be here tomorrow. I told him, I said, listen, you've been at every series we've won in the last 3, so you can't stop. I will wear the same red shirt. I told KB, I said, you better bring that black shirt with we're just, I don't know. I guess you don't step on lines. There's just things about baseball, but
I'm pretty guilty of most of those things, Steven.
But how cool is that to have other guys in the profession that are that way?
I love it. Sego and I are close. We've been close for a really long time. We're going on about, I guess, we're 13, 14 years of being close, texting each other constantly, talking to each other at coaching school. I actually replaced him at Floyd Datum. It was my first head coaching job, and he was the guy that I replaced. So that's where we really got to know each other. But these last 3 years of getting to play each other, I've enjoyed getting to play him. I enjoy getting to watch him coach his kids because I think he does a great job.
He does. And so, well, one thing that never gets seen by anyone is that there are a lot of mechanisms that you have to take care of as a head coach here, and one of those is the bat lineup and all, getting them all registered. So we pulled Coach Webb away from that. Thank you for taking time to come on and just chat some Leopard baseball.
I got to go finish writing down all
It
those.
was probably a welcomed break, wasn't it?
I enjoyed it.
That's the tedious part of
I'm not
this
looking
process.
forward to getting back to work. I'll tell you this: there are a lot of things that when you get to, as soon as we win that which used to be the regional final, now is the state semifinal, we get that email from the UIL. We've got so much stuff we've got to do. But man, I love doing it.
It's way better than not getting to do them.
It's way better than not get to do all that stuff.
Somebody asked
You're right.
me what it was, because they were like, "Man, you've been really busy," and I said, "Dude, I wouldn't trade this for the world, because this is the kind of busy you like to be, because it means your kids are doing great things and getting to what we all hope to be, raise a level that we haven't seen in New Home. We've been here, but we haven't finished it, and
right.
This feels like the crew to do it."
It's a crew I would bet on. I'm not a gambling man, but if I was, I would bet on this crew.
Well, Coach Webb, thanks. We'll be right back after this break. I think we got one more interview for you, and then KB and I'll close it up with some final thoughts.
Thanks, Steven.
We're Justin Brown and Rylan Thomas, owners and operators of Flatland Carpet Clean.
We offer affordable, high-quality floor cleaning, 24/7 restoration services with your satisfaction guarantee.
As parents and pet owners, we know firsthand how quickly accidents can happen.
We proudly serve Lubbock and surrounding areas with over 20 years of carpet cleaning and restoration experience.
Throughout our time as parents and professionals, we've really seen it all. From slime and carpet, chocolate melted in between car seats, and massive flood damage. Our experiences have equipped us to serve you with quality service and understanding.
Contact Flatland Carpet Cleaning or visit us online today to learn more about residential and commercial cleaning services, including upholstery, tile, vinyl, and flood restoration.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the last interview of the day. Back again. KB on the mic for the last time today. Until tomorrow at 12, you'll hear me. But now we're here with Jared Johnson.
Yes, sir.
A wonderful closer that we've had throughout maybe all season, especially through the playoffs. Postseason has been phenomenal for him. I mean, closing down Holly, that game 2, how did that feel, dude?
Adrenaline was just flowing through my body.
I know. I saw you hit a little.
Yeah, I get a little hyped at the end.
You get a little hyped.
It always pays off.
Always pays off. And Jared's a closer that we might see tomorrow. It's either him or Sarah Kai. I mean, if Graham's doing good and we're pounding them with righties, then I think we should. I mean, Jared would probably be
we got Avon too. I mean, we got everybody we can use.
Yeah, Avon, Jared, TC. Jared's been a top pick. TC's been mainly a starter, but now that the championship's down to one game, how do you feel about one game? Just one game. There's not 3 this time. It's just 1.
It's a little nerve-wracking because if we start slow, it's going to be hard to get back. We only got one game. We got to get everything we got. So it's a little nerve-wracking, but sometimes we do better the first game. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, and we've seen New Home put up 12-0 against Holly first game. It was like 7-1 New Deal first game of that series, and then it was like 5-1 against Tom Bean first.
Oh yeah, see, I'm saying that's like about our first game. We come out hot. I think we'll be fine with just one game. So
yeah, I think. If from a commentator's point of view, I think one game's all you need. And I think one game will get them done.
Yeah, usually everybody prefers a series, which I think we all would, but I think we can get it done in one.
Yeah, I agree. And your main position's left field or anywhere, Dimon. You're kind of a utility player out there. Left field, though, and I've said it maybe 1,000 times during the playoffs, it's a no-fly zone for you out there.
We got our whole outfield is just great, from left field, center to right. It's a no-fly zone. We got when Stanford, when he's not pitching, we got him in right. We got TC out in right. We got Avon in center. We got me in left. I mean, it's a no-fly zone.
And just being out there in outfield, we've seen a few players try to test the arms, maybe get like a little lead off, but it's not smart.
It never works out for them, no matter who has the ball in their hand. They try to take an extra bag. They're going to see what's going to happen.
Yes, sir.
All of our outfield got arms, so we got arms.
Yes, sir. And you've had a pitching change. You have a lot of. I mean, what's like your pitch arsenal? Like from your pitches?
I got the four seam. Everybody got a fastball. I got the knuckle curve, and I've been throwing in a slider a little bit. I'm still trying to work on my changeup, but right now I'm just fastball, knuckle curve, slider.
And I got a question. Can we show the thumb for the gram one time?
Oh yeah. So I got the mini thumb, but it still works. It still strikes guys out. Still throws strikes. So no matter what I got, I still go out there and deal.
Yes, sir. He sure can, and I can back him on it. I mean, I think his whole entire team can back him on it. Jared is a phenomenal player. He can bat good. I know we've seen you. I mean, base hits. So.
Yes, sir.
One homer all year. Are you looking to get another one?
I don't know if that'll happen, but I've been feeling pretty confident at the plate. I'm just looking for base hits, line drives, team at bats. Being unselfish and just working for my team.
Base hits, they put you in scoring position.
They do.
But
they do.
There's always that one hit that you can get that will honestly that will just automatically give you a run.
Yeah, base hits do the job, but there's nothing wrong with a double every now and then, home run every now and then. So
yeah, hey, a little bomb action doesn't work. It's 335 to left, 325 to right. I think you can cross that. I think you could easily cross that.
I don't know. I'm just looking for base hits, but you never know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm more than excited.
First time at Dell?
First time.
A little nerve-wracking?
A little bit, but I'm mainly excited.
Mainly excited. I feel you. Get a good sleep tonight and
some good rest. Get a good breakfast tomorrow. Mind in big game situations.
And then send Centerville home with the L?
Yeah, we just go out there and catch the W, catch the packet. We're gonna get that dub.
Yes, sir. Well, Jared, thanks for joining on the live, and appreciate it.
Town life, Poca Lambro has been the steady beat, connecting communities for over 70 years. In a world that's always evolving, your connection matters. That's why Poca Lambro proudly provides fast, reliable internet services, reaching speeds of up to 1 gig on our fiber network. Whether you're running a business, staying connected with loved ones, or exploring the endless possibilities of online learning, Poca Lambro is here to power your dreams with blazing fast internet. Your dreams, our connection. Poca Lambro, connecting our communities for over 7 decades.
All right, we're back here. Final segment. Man, this has been fun. You got to you and Parker interviewed some of the guys. Now that you've talked to them since you've been here, how do you feel just about the energy of this team?
On camera, 0, because they're terrible when they're talking. I am too, because I'm talking with friends, so it's kind of like a little nerve-wracking. I feel more comfortable when I'm talking next to you, Stephen. But when it comes to that game tomorrow at 12, I think this team's ready, Stephen. If you, from my point of view, as a student, as a player of New Home, as a athlete of New Home, not a baseball player, but as a fan and a commentator of New Home, I think that this team is genuinely and truly ready to go battle for a ring for the first time in school history in all sports, state title.
That sounds so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like and I'm going to say this from some experience. For those that know, we moved here from Bushland. I've had the privilege of calling state championship games before, being volleyball games. The Lady Falcons are phenomenal, and there's something. When you said that, it just gave me the mental image of that celebration, that dog pile. It's just different. Like, it's one thing, even last week, to get to celebrate, to come here. Mm-hmm. But when it's done, because it's just the next level. And I'm excited for them to see them down here. This is such a team. And I know everybody says, and that's cliche, like this, they're such a team, but even to the point that they're like razzing each other and heckling each other as they're coming on with you, and this has been you can tell they're having fun on this trip, and they're not tight. I don't think the moment's too big for them, partly because I don't think they take themselves so serious. And I think sometimes, and you know, even in football games, you get those nerves, you know, right before you do the leopard walk, and sometimes it feels almost like you get too tight. Like if you watch back, you can probably say there's some games where I played tight, and I wish I'd have played a little looser early. These guys it feels like they've already settled in, like they're here for it. And so I love it. I love the energy. I want to first tell y'all that you're going to see some new sponsors tomorrow. I would have loved for you to have them here, but I'm going to be working on the graphics and stuff tonight to get ready for tomorrow. Huge shout out to Jason and Megan Gandy. As they have, their family has, there's a lot of things that go into state. You know, Coach Webb and I were talking about it earlier. It happens on our side too. Like we no longer get to be part of the NFHS side. And so to even be able to bring the call tomorrow, we have to pay NFHS licensing fees because they own the rights to all the playoff games, and they buy those rights. Yeah, to have the app and for all that, but really for these kind of moments, they want the streaming privileges of state, and they do a great job. Obviously, with as many games as they produce around the state and just technology, especially in rural areas, it's not always perfect, but they work very hard to make sure that we are able to get on. And just like at Abilene last week, golly, the restart of game one was hard. They worked with us for hours to get that thing right. And so I'm grateful for them. But now we get here and we have to pay these fees, and then obviously the travel and just all of that comes with it. There's just a price to it and a cost to it. And so we're grateful for. And then Julie Bass with Farm Bureau Insurance, and if I just butchered that, I think that's right. I should have pulled that up before I said it. Texas Farm Bureau. Woo! I'm telling y'all, I have read and talked and done so much in the last few days between. It's just like earlier I was about to start talking about Thrall's pitcher in this matchup. Sometimes it all starts to run together, but super grateful for Julie. And then Flat Bill, our friends over there at Flat Bill wanted to be part of this. Obviously they are huge baseball and softball guys. Our family, that's a family, and actually Matt may be a little more softball than baseball right now because he's got a daughter playing for the Bushland Falcons softball team. So as they have moved from, I think, I know they moved from Lockney. His son was a senior this year, and then they moved up to Bushland, and so his daughter was playing Lady Falcon softball. But extremely grateful for all those that helped bring this, and all of our sponsors. You know, Crusher of Lubbock, who's our home run sponsor, Flatland Steam Cleaning, who's our foul ball sponsor, Jalen Mounts, who has done so much to, you know, everything from just helping, we call it a Hometown Heroes package, where she's helped make sure all the pictures that Parker captures, because I don't get to shoot baseball because you and I are broadcasting. Yes, sir. And so Parker's down there, and there's some really cool content that's coming. And even on our side, on our team, Austin. And thinking of Austin, I want to show you. So Webb and Ward get an email on Sunday that says, hey, we'd like a little preview video. And we talked about it. We teased it at the very beginning. I want to give you all the first chance. Y'all will get to see. And for the record, Jared Johnson picked the music. I did not pick the music. And I say that because I don't know. But you'll see in a second. But I figured who better to pick music? I mean, his mom choreographs a different thing. What Tracy and that Lady Leopard cheerleaders do, it's crazy.
It's
the New Home Cheer is next level.
Phenomenal.
And next level as in phenomenal, not as in like next level, like, I don't know. I want before we finalize and I give you the keys to a new home victory, let's show you this video so you're the first.
Leopard Nation, are you ready?
Cooper Brown's over yonder, he's got it! Pack your bags, Leopard Nation! New Home is headed for the state championship!
That just gets me fired up, and I couldn't even hear the sound on our end, but I know the sound because, and here's, we initially were like at 30 seconds, and then we had to cut a bunch of clips because UIL came back and said, hey, 15. And so I think we met in the middle at 17. But Austin Hartsfield has come on to our sideline sports team. He's going to be covering the Amarillo area in the fall. He also writes a great article called Saudis by Morning for the Amarillo Sod Poodles that they've brought over to Sideline Sports. You can see it all on sidelinesports.news. But I'm grateful he literally, we started gathering clips, and Parker went and shot some headshots, and we put it all together. And I think what KB and I decided on the way here whenever he first sent to us is we need hype videos. Because we're driving through like laying passes and getting fired up. And so, and that would have been really cool if it could have been 30 seconds to a minute, because it would have just, man.
10 times better.
But for what they gave us, and with the 15 seconds, it's going to lead into intros tomorrow and player introductions, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And so you got to hear from our starting pitcher Graham, you got to hear from Stark, you got to hear from Coach Webb, and you know, I've had the privilege of covering a lot of coaches, and you've played for multiple. Coach Webb's, he's one of the best. Mm-hmm. I mean, great guy, great baseball mind, great leopard. I mean, he's oversaw this. He's been the chief of 5, the architect, you may say, of 5 state championship trips here to Round Rock. And I'll be honest, as much as I want it for the boys tomorrow, I would love it even more for him, because it's special to get here 5 times. And I'll say it again, I'm fired up that we get to hand the ball to our ace tomorrow. And not that you don't want to, we don't trust anybody else. Like, we could hand the ball to TC and he'd do a great job. You could and the reality is, you may see the ball in Jerry's hand or Avon's hand in relief tomorrow. We don't know. You know, Webb has a feel for his team and moments and matchups and I guarantee you he has a plan. We don't know it, and I wasn't going to ask him it, because we're not going to give away any secrets. But there's something about being able to hand the ball to your ace. There's a reason he's 12-0 on the season. You heard just the composure as he and KB chatted. He's steady, isn't he?
Yeah, it's really, like, truly amazing. And another reason, like, why it's also so special handing the ball to our aces, he's the only senior pitcher that we have left on this team. You know, Ryder Watkins lost him way earlier on during football season due to his shoulder tear, and that was a huge loss, and that would have been another good senior pitcher to have on this starting lineup. Graham being the last one, Cooper too, but in the depth charts, we can go down in the depth charts and pull out as much pitchers. Every player on the team can pitch the ball, and I'm not saying slow pitch the ball. I'm saying like especially good pitch the ball. And Graham's just one of those special ones that he's a senior. He's our ace, 12-0, and he's now pitching at Dell Diamond for the state championship, which is, man, it gets me fired up.
It's going to be fun. We've been watching softball out of the corner of our eye, so if you are a Red Raider fan, just our heart goes out to you as Texas takes game 1, 2-1. Heck of a softball game. It's a great time of year. There's something about high-level ball, and we're seeing high-level softball. We saw it last weekend at the state championship. Several teams from our area, Kahoma being one, Sundown being another, bringing home state championships. I believe that New Home and Wall will both be bringing home state championships tomorrow. And let me give you my 3 keys to a New Home victory. And if you read the article, you're going to be familiar with these. I believe it's important for us to start fast. We saw even last week in Abilene. Before the Lightning could even strike, we had already put a run on the board. And when New Home starts fast, and we've had some big innings early, and I think if Centerville, they've been behind. They've played from behind. I think that they have played in 7 1- or 2-run games, and they've won 6 of those. But here's what they like to, even when they're behind, they get aggressive. They're trying to get those runs back. And one thing I can tell you is if you get too aggressive against the Leopards, they will make you pay. Because Hunter Burrell has a cannon behind the plate. And if you think I need to go take second base to get him scoring position, you will no longer be on the base pass. He will give you a ticket back to the dugout. Hunter, golly, there's such a weapon in having a catcher that does what Hunter does.
And like him behind the plate, Hunter is just one special being. but we've also seen him in the box, in that batter's box, be another type of animal. I mean, that noodle game, put up 3 back-to-back triples. I mean, and he's just dominated in the box. I mean, it doesn't matter what pitcher you pull up against him. I'm almost positive you can pull up, honestly, any pitcher against him right now, and he's going to find a way to hit the ball, put contact on it, and put it in play to a positive that the team does good and gets advantage out of it.
Yeah, I would argue there's not a hotter hitter in the playoffs than Hunter Burrell.
Yes, sir.
And here's the problem for Centerville. You have to pitch to him. Because if you put him on base, Ryder Starkey's right behind him.
Yes, sir.
And Ryder Starkey can make you pay very quickly. We talked about it when we went over to the ball field. The left field pole is 330. That's not super deep for Ryder Starkey.
No, sir.
And so I have a feeling we will see a crusher of Lubbock home run. I'm not saying Starkey's going to hit it, but I'm going to tell you, having been there tonight, seeing the home run deck in the home run porch in right field, knowing where the distance to the pole and left, I have a feeling you're going to see a crusher of Lubbock home run tomorrow, hit by the Leopards. And so point number 2, another key to victory, and this is why we're so fired up of being able to give the ball to Graham, is execute the pitching plan. You don't give any free passes. Make them hit to your defense and let your defense do their thing. And there's nobody on our staff that does that better than Graham Stanford.
And I talked to Jerry about it this previous interview before we closed this one off. Is Jerry? I was talking to him and I said, and he mentioned to me, I told him, I was like, for you out there in left field is a no-fly zone. And he was like, not only me, it's Avon, TC, and Graham that switch out in right field because those are our 2 main pitchers, and Avon and Jared that are also our 2 relievers and closers that are playing left field and center field. And that outfield's just a no-fly zone, and you have a stacked infield that, man, it's been a while since I've seen them make an error.
They haven't in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And we're not going to jinx that or anything, but that's the third key. Keep the gloves on. We have not committed an error, and we have not, and that's something I talked to Coach Webb about, it is impressive how our outfield, even when it looks like it's going to the gap, they get to the ball, and then they have such cannons that what for against most teams would be a double, it's a single. Like, we limit the extra bases, and not to mention, you don't tag up and go on our outfield.
No,
because
sir.
they would love for you, Centerville, if you're listening, they would love for you to test their arm tomorrow, because they welcome the challenge. We even saw, and this is one of my favorite plays, and you may have talked to Jerry about it. I can't hear what y'all say. One of my favorite plays is there's a hard hit ball to left. The third base coach is about to say stop, and then he sees Jer kind of bobble the ball, and he waves them on. It's in the New Deal series. Jer picks it up, fires it to Starkey. Starkey can't believe it. Starkey almost pauses for a second because he's like, wait, he's really going? And he turns around and fires a missile to Hunter, who catches the ball here and somehow has the incredible athletic ability to then dive to his left and to make the tag. We get the guy out, and had they scored that run, it's a 2-run game, and they're still hitting. Instead, it's the third out of the inning. It's still a 3-run lead. Leopards go on to win. You just don't run on this outfield.
Man, it's just watching them play. I kind of wonder if they get a little bored out there because they're like, man, can someone please just try to run on me?
Webb talked about it a second ago. He said, one thing he loves about Graham is he does trust his defense, and so they don't get lulled to sleep because they're in a lot of plays. He trusts the defense. He knows, hey, if I throw to contact and I elicit a ground ball or a fly ball, I just know it's going to be an out because that's what my guys do. And I think we talked about it the other day. He had a game when he only pitched 59 pitches in, and it was a complete game. And you're like, whoa, okay. He's had some 4 and 5 pitch innings, and you're like, okay. He's been good all year. He's pitched at a next level through the playoffs, and so it's going to be really, 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 really fun tomorrow. And so we hit our hour. Thanks. If you're here, you're watching this on a replay because the internet was not our friend tonight. So just know we appreciate you tuning in for the whole hour. Hope you enjoyed it, getting to see some of the guys, talk to Coach Webb. You'll get a lot of KB and I tomorrow. We'll come to you live probably about 11:45, maybe a little bit earlier with a little bit of pregame. First pitch is at noon, and
man,
have a feeling about 2 o'clock we'll be saying New Home Leopards, state champions. And so have a great night. For KB, for Stephen Lyles, we're out.